I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back in the cage relatively quickly.
You can see the level in there. Like Alex was talking about, he switched from the traditional grip to rear naked grip and then back to the traditional, switching back and forth. That's how you do it.
Well, and it's nice to see that they wasted absolutely no time, you know, with him coming with a little bit of time off. You know, sometimes fighters will fill each other out, maybe slow to start, but he was ready to get right in after it.
Yeah, well, I know everyone in Fury is happy for Devin. You know, he's such a big help around Fury, and we love seeing him around. And I know Rich is happy. Look at him; he looks so relieved now.
For sure. And he has this very calm, cool demeanor. Even at weigh-ins, you can just tell that he was very confident. I don't think his opponent ever showed up to face off with him, and now they're going to get that opportunity. So.
Yeah, it was a great performance by Devin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 1 minute, 22 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Devin Jones!
All right, guys, I'm here again with Devin. Devin, it's good to see you back home in this Fury cage. We had almost a year layoff. We're at our new weight class. You know, tell us how you're feeling right now with your fight back.
I feel amazing, but first and foremost, all glory goes to God. God is good. Without Him, I am nothing. I feel amazing at 155, but 145 is my weight class. So I'm looking to be back in January on Fury 100. That'd be amazing. Yeah, man.
Yeah, looking to stay active. You fought great at lightweight, back down to 145. January's the goal. You know, is the goal the amateur championship? You're going to win one more and go pro. What's next for Devin Jones?
Of course, the 145 championship amateur belt, that's mine already. It's just a matter of time. As far as going pro, I want that belt, defend it a few times, and then go pro.
Man, I think that's a great idea. I can't wait to see you fight for it. Devin Jones, everybody. To the cage now, getting his grease and final referee checks on is Darius Diamond. He is a new face to Fury, the Fury Amateur Division. This is a featherweight fighter, 145 pounds. Does the classic John Jones walk into the cage. Darius isn't. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Malik Whitmore.
Malik Whitmore, fighting out of Main Street. There's a lot of Main Street guys on the card. I mean, our main event's Main Street. This is a good gym, high-level gym. Crew Bob, head coach. Malik's tall, lanky. He's going to use his range, and he's going to pick his shots. He's got a couple guillotine finishes. He's long. You know, he's got a lot of tools in his weapon. He's got a lot of good coaches behind him. We didn't even get to talk much about Darius, but he's got a lot of experience. He's fought kickboxing, a lot of different promotions. So it's going to be a very exciting fight. I'm excited to see Whitmore fight, and I'm excited to see Diamond fight as well.
Yeah, and if you guys see the nice mustachioed man in his corner, that's Calvario. He was actually supposed to fight on tonight's card, but his fight unfortunately fell through. We're looking forward to seeing him get rebooked. He's always a fun guy to watch in the cage. But yeah, Malik's, he's solid, he's long for the weight class, and like you said, Mike, the Main Street guys, they have one of the most active roster of fighters, especially here in Houston. Here's our tail of the tape. Diamond, 25 years old, Whitmore, 27. This is a catchweight at 150 pounds, both guys making weight. From Whitmore, like I said, that 6'1" frame, that 75 inch reach, he's long for a featherweight.
Yeah, in my weight class, you know, these are tall guys. It's always, and they're both tall. They're both very, like Alex said, they got good body type. So it's exciting. These guys are going to go out there and bang, it looks like. So I'm excited to watch this one.
Cool, let's get it started. Here's Wayne.
The following contest, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Featherweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 150 pounds. Fighting out of College Station, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 4 wins, 3 losses. Here is the Afro Samurai, Darius Diamond. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and he weighed in officially at 148.2 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, his amateur record stands at 2 wins, only 1 defeat. This is the Muay Thai Mamba, Malik Whitmore. Your referee in charge, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, second fight of the night. Whitmore with a record of 2-1, fighting Diamond with a record of 4-3 and some amateur kickboxing experience. Both guys with a fair amount of fights as amateurs. Big overhand there from Diamond. He had a really cool one-handed cartwheel in his intro too.
I know before the fights he was saying you can expect to see something flashy and something dancy, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, really smooth striking arsenal from both guys early on. A good mix of inside and outside kicks. Some boxing there from Diamond. Superman punch off the cage. A lot of good feint work there from Malik. Good range awareness from Malik as well. He's done a really good job slipping and being just out of range of these punches as he counters with yet another low kick.
Very good movement from both guys. Good head movement from both guys. Diamond's done a lot of power punches, not really landing as much. Malik's doing a good job controlling the range, controlling the power, and getting out of the way.
It was a nice jab cross hook there from Diamond. It sure did. Wasn't the prettiest, but I mean, it met its mark. One thing I like a lot from Malik is one, the consistent low kicks, more thrown as a counter, but man, he's just actively pressuring Diamond, getting his back on the cage. That gives the Malik the advantage on being able to back out of shots, whereas Diamond cannot. But Malik really is punishing that lead leg.
Oh yeah, you can see the leg already getting red for Diamond.
On that forward pressure too, he's got the longer reach, so definitely going to create a problem if he's not careful.
Nice stiff jab. Oh man,
he felt that one. Yeah, he felt that one.
He was getting real comfortable in there.
Nice, good commitment to this double leg there from Diamond. A lot of times guys shoot like that and get stuffed and kind of accept bottom position, but I mean, he must have reloaded those hips 3 times. Malik was, you know, equally as not intent on giving the double leg up, but Diamond scores there, and he needed to because he was taking some pressure some damage to his leg in those low kicks.
Smart by Diamond to take him down, too. Doesn't give him a different look, give him a different read. Now he's got to think about the takedown a little bit every time that they're exchanging. So good on him just to switch it up, and knowing that his leg's getting beat up, he's got to do something a little different.
Yeah, and if he chooses to shoot a double leg when Malik chooses to take a shot, when Malik chooses to throw a low kick, that's going to take him down. So it's going to make the kicker more apprehensive to throw that kick as it lands yet again.
I wouldn't be surprised if he switches stances. Those kicks wear on you for sure.
It was a good show of sportsmanship there earlier. Malik, I think, had noticed something was amiss with maybe the mouthpiece or contact of his opponent. Tried to give him some time to get back in, but the fight was good to go.
There's some amateurs, pretty good technique from some amateurs, good head movement, good kick, good movement, everything. It was really good.
Yeah, even the pacing of the fight was really sound. Both guys didn't waste much time finding that range, staying active.
All fighters on the main card, please report to Frisbee in the back and check in. All fighters on the main card, please report to the back and check in with Frisbee.
Yeah, Malik looking really calm, really collected in between rounds. Wasn't breathing hard at all. Was taking instruction very well. Seemed poised. I think Diamond perhaps used a bit more energy in the first round, but was also trying to do more like overwhelming damage. Nothing really landed too well. It was really the low kicks of Malik that I think were the real deciding factor of round one. You guys can already see the visible damage on that lead outside quad there of Diamond.
Let's see if Malik throws some more punches with those kicks. Kick, punch, kicks. Might allow him to land a little better. Instead of just landing low kicks. Maybe start adding some feints and then some punches afterwards and let him to open up a little bit with his arsenal.
When he's landed enough at this point that he's definitely concerned when he goes to throw that low kick, so it could create some other opportunity up top for sure.
You know, with that amateur kickboxing experience that Diamond does bring to the table, you know, he's actually got a good kicking arsenal himself, but he's not defensively being super responsible in checking these low kicks. There's a good kind of crash into an overhand right there from him. Nice front kick there from Malik. Oh, and a slap low kick. If you reach down and try to block those low kicks, they're going to fake it low and throw it to the head.
Exactly.
And if that hand is not up to block it, you're going to get head kick KO'd.
It's almost like he just listened to you a little bit.
And Diamond's throwing back well. He's throwing high kicks and body kicks of his own. But, man, his reaction is just not particularly, technically correct there on those low kicks. He's got to not drop that hand.
Little shin on chin there.
Diamond's leg is hurting little by little. You can see it in his movements, not the same. It's very walking gingerly on it. Look how he just stepped.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it, yeah.
It gave out there. I'm telling you guys, you're going to see a high kick here from Malik. He's going to wait for Diamond to circle to Diamond's lead side, Malik's rear side, and throw that high kick.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
It's a nice switch kick into just a standalone right hand. Oh, man, Diamond's in on a deep arm bar. That elbow line's pretty deep through within the hips. I mean, if Diamond can get a good bite on the wrist and really get physical with his legs, I'm surprised Malik is not clearing that right elbow. I mean, I think Malik may feel something we can't see because Malik is not reacting as if this arm bar is a threat. Yeah, there it is. Oh, into a triangle.
Good defense, good triangle defense.
He forces his arm back to the inside.
And I think that's the key to staying calm even in situations where there is a threat to the submission.
Good by Diamond, getting dropped and being able to be aware and throw up submissions just to not allow himself to get hit and punished on the ground.
Yeah, because that was a nice knockdown there from Malik. Had a nice inside kick to a change-up straight right hand.
That's what we said earlier in the fight. If Malik were to use his hands after his kicks, it's going to open up a lot of things. And you see right there, a knockdown, beautiful.
That was another one of those just really good low kicks doing consistent damage throughout the entire fight. Another good low kick. And again, Diamond firing back hard, looking for the finish. There's the inside kick, bang. To a switch stance jab, actually. That was a jab from the southpaw stance. It's very common after those inside kicks to finish in a swap stance. That was really cool. It's more of a modern style of striking for MMA. Malik did it very well. I'm proud. I've knocked 2 guys down with jabs in my career, and I always brag about those more than the big right hands because it's hard to do.
Oh, I love me a good jab.
Me too, man. Especially a stiff jab, and they hit different in the 4-ounce gloves.
Especially when the placement. I think the key to the jab is the connection and the placement. That's what you got to find. It's not going to be necessarily your power shot, but the placement's there. It doesn't really matter.
All right, 3 minutes left here in this fight. Our second fight of the night.
I like how comfortable Malik's in there, just talking back and forth. It's hard to do that. I mean, I'm in business. When I'm in there, I'm business. I'm not one to talk too much. I'm in there to do my thing.
Yeah, I think the benefit of Malik's presence is he's wasting no extra energy whatsoever. Oh, man, huge left kick there for Malik.
Yeah, Malik's very technical. It's nice to watch.
Nice. That was a good lead hook there from Diamond.
That low kick, you can see it in the exact same spot every single time. That placement is perfect.
Yeah, Diamond's going to be feeling that quad tomorrow.
I mean, we have a perfect view. We see his leg is red and beat up right now. And you know better than anyone, there's certain techniques that, you know, are very famous. You know, the calf kick was the one that everyone started doing, but that thigh very, very hurts. That hurts a lot.
Classic Jose Aldo style damage to the quad. Really stiff jab from Malik a moment ago. Another one. Malik is he's in the business of doing damage with all of his strikes. More of a volume style striker, but man, he's really chipping away. And the props to Diamond for staying in the fight. Hadn't switched to stance yet, which was a surprise to me. Firing back hard. He has a good 2 and 3 punch kind of explosive entry, but Malik's range awareness is just so sharp.
And Malik's doing such a good job just keeping him pressured up against the cage. It's making it hard for him to even avoid those kicks, especially with the reach advantage that he does possess.
Good on Malik for stopping, though he didn't have to. Threw a front kick, glanced on the cup. But the ref says the show must go on. Diamond agrees. Another good jab. Oh, and another good low kick.
Malik's doing a good job. I just like to see a little more with the hands. The kicks are beautiful, but let's add some more punches and we can get him out of here. Let's go for that finish. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah, I mean, if he can commit to a cross after those jabs he's been really committing to, he can probably find the mark. But Malik's really not been touched in this fight.
Not at all.
I don't think he's looking to get hit at all. And props to him for that, because he's doing a lot of great damage.
Very strategic.
Nice little tomahawk strike there from Diamond. Ooh. 10 seconds left. Oh, guys are... man, good left hand. Oh, the guys are ripping it out. Nice. Gentlemen's agreement to bang it out for the last 5 seconds. That was awesome.
No, that was a flawless performance from Malik.
Yeah, it was.
He beat him out from the outside. He picked his spots when he needed to and didn't even get hit. You know, that was great technique. That was a great performance.
Yeah, that was a fun fight from Darius Diamond in his inaugural Fury fight. I mean, he brought some fun to the table. Stayed in the mix, fought his butt off, tried to do damage any chance he could, but it was just the poison technique of Malik. And he's simply laying on his back. I'm not too sure if we got a foot injury or a knee injury, or if he's just taking a 5 on a Fury canvas. I think his foot may be banged up. That'll happen when you spam kicks for 9 hard minutes.
Sometimes it's the kicks that you throw that hurt worse than the ones that you take. Especially if the distance is a little off and it's not right there on the shin. Feet are not meant to kick, that's for sure. Little shout out there.
Hey, let's go, Ellis.
I like Diamond. He's a good man. All right, Wayne's got the scores. He's making his way to the cage. We'll get the official decision in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Space City Collective. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28, your winner by unanimous decision, the Muay Thai Mamba, Malik Whitmore.
Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations to Malik Whitmore. Catchweight at 163 pounds. Villarreal, a 55er, was also down to scrap as he accepted this replacement at this catchweight. Villarreal himself, a pretty big 55er, so I'm sure him not having to cut the extra 8 pounds wasn't the worst thing in the world. But both guys pretty experienced. Anyone at Ohana is always bringing a strong skill set to the table. This is Villarreal's 5th fight. One of his fights was a no contest because it was an accidental eye poke. And these guys are ready to walk out. Let's make it happen. Here's Wayne.
Please welcome Colin Rogers to the blue corner.
All right, Colin Rogers making his way out. Again, out of Ohana, he's 1-0. You got a TKO win December 2023, so it's been almost a year since he last fought. But if Ohana is known for anything, it's just putting out high-quality fighters. Their striking is solid. Their grappling is even more solid. They're always in shape. They know the game well.
You can definitely expect to see him very well conditioned. I know one thing that he was saying the other day is that he puts a lot of hours in the gym. He trains very hard. He's a father. He's an Army vet. Very proud of that. He feels very prepared for this fight. So.
Yeah, Andrew Villarreal had an excellent fight in his Fury debut against Andrew Lauterbach. And Villarreal, very experienced. Colin Rogers doesn't have quite the same experience, but he's got the strong skill set. And with teams like his at Ohana, they don't take fights randomly. They're always in it to win it. We got him in the cage. Can't wait to see what Colin Rogers is about. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Andrew Villarreal.
Andrew Villarreal. Again, we've seen him in the Fury cage several times. Man, he's had some really good, really competitive fights, very physical fights. With a record of 1-2 with some really tough opponents, man, he's rock solid. You see Paul Garza in his corner at Main Street, and then you also see Lester Matriz Sr. in his corner out of Enzo Gracie Lake Houston. Yeah, Andrew's solid, man. Trains hard. I didn't realize he was so young, 26 versus 26. I got the catch with 163 pounds. I know Rogers took the fight. Charles Brett did come in a little bit heavy. And he's got the bigger frame to show for it. 6'1" versus 5'10", 76-inch reach. It's been a little bit of time since Villarreal's last fight. remember last year, both guys with a similar time absent from the cage, but they're in the cage now. This will be a fun fight. Let's get it started.
The following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds at a Fury Amateur Series catch weight of 163 pounds. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and he weighed in officially at 168.2 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, his amateur record stands at 1 win, no losses. This is Colin Rogers. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 163 pounds. Fighting out of Katy, Texas, tonight he looks for his 2nd win as an amateur. Here is Andrew Superfly Villarreal. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Lees.
And you can see Rogers, he's a big dude. But Villarreal, the southpaw, oh man, lands a huge left hand. A lot of pressure early on.
That's great pressure by Villarreal, coming out hot.
Went for that sweep.
And he landed that overhand well, right on the forehead. But man, it hit him right in that front knuckle. This guy's broken both hands in fights. That's how you break hands. As he gets some good, strong rear back exposure. Goes into a seatbelt grip. He's got the one leg trapped. Transition back into a body lock grip. As Rogers looking for a Kimura. Rogers goes to close guard looking for this Kimura. He's got the arm behind the back. He's got to put a hard bit in the elbow. Villarreal does a good job. Rotating his thumb to the top side, clearing that elbow line, and now enjoying that guard jump. But man, good for Rogers. He was going for it.
Yeah, sometimes I like to use that Kimura to get up, or you go for it, and a lot of guys are very good at defending it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you use it to stay up, stay on your feet, or use it to get out of the skin.
Sometimes they'll back away to clear that elbow.
But Villarreal did a good job defending it, and then staying on top and using his top pressure to put some damage and score some points.
Good use of pressure against the cage as well, making it very difficult for him.
Yeah, MMA fights always seem like fun and a good idea until you catch yourself pinned up against the cage. Somebody on top of you not letting you up. Rogers doing a good job.
Especially taking this fight on short notice. That's one thing that will definitely drain you if you're not careful early on.
Yeah. So it looks like Villarreal may be attacking a Kimura of his own from a more appropriate position.
To finish that, he would need to get into side control.
So it could be done from top half guard. It's tough.
Yeah.
A lot of times guys will use it to pass.
Okay.
There's even that Kimura trap system where you can lock it up and almost fall to your side and use your free leg to clear their leg and then end up with the back tip.
Okay.
So anytime we talk about Kimura from the broadcast, I gotta bring up Daniel Pineda.
The GOAT.
The Kimura King.
Yeah, the Kimura King.
Pulled off a womp Kimura in the UFC back in his day.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the pit. Retired after a successful career. As Villarreal's dodging a triangle. Rogers, he's got that leg over, so there's no chance of that triangle locking back up.
Much credit to Rogers being very active from the bottom, attempting submission. And that's one thing Ohana athletes are usually known for is that they try to submit from any position. It doesn't really matter.
I don't know as much about Ohana as they're not out of Houston, but they've always put out quality fighters, no matter what, for as long as I've been calling fights. But I'll tell you, the Ohana fighters having a tough time with Andrew Villarreal, who did have a full fight kick for this fight, as he unofficially wins round 1, but man, that was the pace. We'll see if this fight does take place on the mat in rounds 2 and 3. We'll see some of Rogers' submission ability, because he's been really good tips so far. That was a good straight left, starting the fight. Now he has a big overhand left. Here's the Kimura attempt again. He had him locked, and
guy I talked about earlier, Drew's got a great corner. You know, you got Lester Barters in this corner, helping him. He's got a good team behind him. They got a lot of young prospects up and coming. So you can see his talent. You can even hear his coaches in the corner. All the comments that they're telling him, it's great work, and you can see that he's using it and utilizing it.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a high-paced first round at this catchment bout. Looking back at Rogers' debut, the fight actually took place at welterweight, which makes sense as the guy looks like a welterweight. Another good left hand there from Villarreal.
Good high kick. Oh, these guys are swinging now.
Oh, nice inside kick from Villarreal. Oh, that pressure's really paying off. I mean, Villarreal must be just super physical because he's really moving the big man around. And Rogers, he's got a presence in the cage. So he's penalizing him for reinforced knees. He had more of like a power half, but with that over-the-shoulder grip, that is a downward pull. So though it's borderline legal, illegal, it still was on the pulling into the knee realm. Now, I don't think it's worth the point deduction, which I don't think we're going to see. But you're not allowed to pull them into these knees on the upper half.
Yeah, in the amateur level.
On the amateur level, correct. Yeah, the pros can get crazy with their clinches.
I'm not sure why that is the rule, but I guess that's just, how they're doing it. Because I feel like a reinforced knee or even...
So, remember when Anderson Silva fought Rich Franklin?
Okay.
I mean, he really broke his nose and knocked him out pretty bad. Oh, they are taking a point for it.
Wow.
So it was more than one, and it was intentional, albeit not. I don't think he knew he was breaking the rules.
But I think it's just natural reaction. As fighters, you go in there and you're just throwing, and you're just used to placing your hand and framing. And
they do give examples. Like obviously no full tie clinch, but they also say like no half Nelsons as well. And I think Villarreal knows.
Yeah.
Villarreal definitely won first round. At least unofficially. So not quite definitely, but he could win a 28-27 if he wins rounds 2 and 3. But if Rogers does win this round, which is very possible, oh man, these guys are throwing hard. Nice wrestle up there from Villarreal. Double.
Yeah, great scrambling. Not to settle on your back. You keep moving.
And prior to that, Rogers went for almost not quite a lat drop, but almost like a foot sweep kind of trip. And there was just so much commitment to the hips, he actually got Villarreal down. But Villarreal did not settle. This little reverse De La Riva action. I'm not too sure what position this is. This is a potential sub. Now, one thing Villarreal could do if his knee was getting hurt enough is let the head and arm choke go and hard bail to his back.
Yeah.
But I think he's willing to deal with some of this weird knee squeeze to take top position, and he made the right call there.
Yeah. Good defense from Collins to throw the arm back over and not settle there and stay there and lay there.
That was also a very creative submission attempt. Nice cut-through pass there from Villarreal. Really getting a lot of miles out of that underhook that he had. But man, Rogers, he's got tricky jiu-jitsu as his guard recoveries are near immediate. I say that as Villarreal passes into a pretty clean side control. Looking for a reversal is Rogers, but those are so hard to pull off. And on a knee ride is Villarreal. He's in on a Darce choke.
There we go.
Seems a little shallow, yeah. He sure didn't. So elbows actually are allowed in amateur fights, but just not to the head. They can elbow to the legs, to the body. And I'm going to reference the pit again. One time, he had me in guard and he elbowed my sternum with like a little down elbow. It was one of the most miserable experiences of my life.
I feel every day in practice.
Elbows.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
They can do damage, most certainly.
And don't forget the elbows to the thigh.
Yeah.
That is his favorite.
One, if you place it perfectly on the side, too. I know one time I was training and I caught an elbow almost on my IT band. My leg was useless.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't take much either. If it hit that nerve.
Shout out to
That's the old school stuff too. That people don't, they forget about it. You know, the little elbows to the thighs, elbows to the sternum. Those add up as you know when you start getting going.
Shout out to James Ford. He's actually fighting December 15th on Fury 99. But I threw a knee at him and he blocked it with an elbow. And I almost TKO'd myself. So those elbows in the quad, they can get you. But man, talk about a high-paced fight. I mean, 2 rounds in the bank here for Villarreal and Rogers. All action. All Villarreal really thus far. But interestingly, he got that point taken away. If I were a judge, I would have scored round 2 for him. But that makes it a 9-9 round. Okay. So if Rogers wins rounds 3, it's a draw. But then if Villarreal wins it, it'll be a 28-27 victory, which is a weird score.
Yeah, that's a big point deduction.
Yeah. Villarreal instantly in on some strong back exposure. He's in on the back. Rogers responsibly hand fighting. Rogers got to cut an angle though. So that counters the angle with the body triangle. Oh, and that choking arm is under the chin in position. Rogers is hand fighting appropriately though.
Yeah, good hand fighting from Rogers there.
And at this point in the fight, they're pretty sweaty, so it's a lot harder to secure that position, 3rd round maybe, as opposed to the 1st round.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's tough with the body triangle.
Transitions them out. Just Villarreal. Nice reversal there from Rogers. And notice kind of the difference in their style. Villarreal didn't close his guard, not for a moment. He was just trying to get up, whereas Rogers was looking to play from closed guard. But Rogers is in on they call this the Rotula team. This is that weird rear naked choke, but with the arm under that the Rotula brothers hit. The angle was a little off as Villarreal works his way back to his feet, but there's some really cool creative submissions happening from the back mount. Like back in my day, it was the rear naked choke. But now they have the arm traps and the rear mount triangles and these different figure 4 configurations. I was just working this morning with one of the brown belts on a different rear naked choke setup where the figure 4 is under the armpit. As these guys hit the mad scramble, Rogers in on a trip.
Really emptying the gas tank on this one.
It looks like Rogers was going for a guillotine, but they, again, like you said, Olivia, they're slippery. It's round 3. He ended up really losing control of that head.
I think he had a little bit too much space, allowed him to kind of get on top position. I think that happened maybe the 1st round as well.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see Rogers back in here, though. I mean, I was going for a buggy choke, but give him a full fight camp. I mean, he's got it. He's got this buggy choke locked in. This is in. These moves are weird. I was talking so much trash about buggy chokes, and then Trevor Giles caught me in one, and I stopped talking trash about him.
I feel like they're definitely more effective for men too. There's a little bit less flexibility there.
Yeah, what is the key, or how do we get out of this bungee choke?
So you got to figure for the legs and then get a strong cable grip. And man, it's weird. Look at Villarreal. He's reacting. He's framing. You can pick him up and slam him, but this is just awkwardly tight. It kind of sneaks up on you out of nowhere. And look at Villarreal. He's struggling. There's 15 seconds left. I don't think he knows how much time. He's looking to frame. You see that he got Rogers off his back. That's going to release some of the pressure. And he had to eat that choke. I guarantee you, we ask Villarreal, he says that choke was tight. And this round is over. What a fight from these guys.
That was a very fun fight. Respect to Rogers. I mean, that 3rd round, he came out, he wrestled, he stayed on top of it. Especially for that on short notice, to have that cardio to keep going all the way, that was pretty impressive.
And honestly, if you're these judges and you know how to grapple, that was a genuine hatchet tip there from bottom side. Rogers has a case to make for winning that 3rd round. And if that's the case, we may have a draw in our hands. We'll see. It was a great performance there. Fun fight for both guys. Villarreal really did shine in rounds 1 and 2, and it was a very strong, competitive 3rd round.
I love the pace. I love the excitement. I love the pressure. It was unfortunate with the point deduction, but
Especially if that ends up determining the outcome of the fight, that really does.
at the end of the day, it's amateurs, and the great experience. He went out there, he fought, and they both took it on short notice, and they fought hard and they fought well, and that was a very exciting fight for us.
Yeah, great fight for the fans.
It's always good when that third round has the same pressure and pace as the first round. You don't get that very often, especially when they come out swinging the way they did that first round.
Yeah, interestingly, it looks like a welterweight and a lightweight in there. All right, they got the decision. It didn't take them too long, so high hopes for some somewhat regular scoring. We got Wayne in the cage. Let's see what the judges said about this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com. Well, scores of 29-27, 29-27, and 28-28. Your winner by majority decision, Andrew Villarreal.
Congratulations to Andrew Villarreal. In my correction, I had said 28-27. It was a 29-27. That's the right way to do that one. One judge didn't give Rogers the third round. That's good to see. All right, we have some flyweights coming up next. Let's get into the cage.
Corner, Mehul Somaratu.
Alright, so if you guys don't know this next fighter, Mehul, he's one of the coolest, most high-energy fighters you'll ever see. He took his debut at 17 years old with only 6 months worth of training. He lost the fight, but he had a blast doing it, and he fought his butt off. That was almost 2 years ago. Give this man a few more cage fights and some experience, and he's become a dangerous fighter. He still has that very fun, positive energy, but I'll tell you, he brings some strong technique and some bad intentions with him. He fought just, I think less than 2 months ago. Got him finished in the second round. Had a strong style with Devin Jones' teammates. But Mehul, he's a fun guy to watch. His fourth fight here in Fury. Stayed active. I'll tell you though, he's got a tall order tonight, as his opponent is one of the most experienced and undefeated flyweights here in the city. But Mehul is long, he strikes well, he grapples well. He really used his wrestling and grappling in his last fight to secure the victory. But you see him, he's always having fun, but he's certainly more serious than he once was. Alright, Mehul in the cage. Let's get his opponent.
Red corner, Sebastian Rodriguez.
Sebastian Rodriguez, one of my guys, find out a 4-ounce fight club, also trains at Aslan Boxing. Sebastian's he's a grinder, man. At 4 ounces, it's kill or be killed, and that's what we live and die by. Sebastian's one of those very technical guys. He's very good, with his grappling, but he can strike. He's been working a lot with his striking with Josh Vance, one of his main training partners. He's got a very funky style, but he loves to fight. This guy is a guru. Everything he does, he breaks it down. It's like a science to him. He loves to fight. He loves what he does, and he's very good doing it.
Yeah, and of everyone on the card, amateurs and pros alike, this man has the best record, undefeated, perfect at 5-0. He's a champion in a different promotion. He really has his one of his toughest tests here tonight in Mehul. But man, I've watched a lot of Sebastian's fights. He's very well rounded. He strikes well. His cardio is great. But I'll tell you, it's really his wrestling and grappling that's quite solid. This will be a fun fight.
Definitely one of his best attributes is able to change it up. He's able to strike and then grapple, and then grapple to strike, moving submissions to punches, and he's very exciting. He's got a good team around him. He's very level-headed. He's a little 22 years old, so he's a little more mature, and I know he's ready to make that next step. He's just ready to prove a point and go out there and have a good fight. This is one of those fights that I had circled on my fight, not just because Sebastian's my guy, but this is a very exciting fight, like we talked about. So I'm ready to see these two guys get after it. You know, the flyweights are very fun. They're exciting. They're fast and quick. So these two guys are, you know, experienced for amateur level guys, and it's going to be a good fight to watch.
Given their previous records, I would be shocked if this actually goes the distance. I'm feeling one of them's going to get a finish tonight.
Yeah, I mean, even just speculation here, but perhaps, you know, the winner of this fight could challenge for the title. We saw the 125 championship fought for here last time. The winner did must wait, so the championship is still open, but some real potential for the winner of this fight.
The following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 127.4 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Bangalore, India, his amateur record stands at 2 wins, 2 losses. Here is Mehul Somaratu. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 126.6 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a perfect amateur record, 5 wins, no losses. This is Sebastian Rodriguez. Your referee in charge, Danielle Guevara.
Both guys using their jab early to start to find their range. Somaratu a little bit longer with this frame as he really sits out on a heavy low kick. He's using that reach advantage well, is Mehul. But Rodriguez is a vet. He's taking his time, getting his reactions down, finding that range. Another good low kick there from Mehul.
Really sits down when he throws that low kick. Makes it really effective. For 18 years old, he seems very calm, cool, and collected out there.
Again, neither guy really super committing to any really impactful strikes, not quite yet. They're still finding that range. You'll see that with the more experienced fighters.
Yeah. Nice little low kick landed there.
I'll tell you, Mehul's throwing with a little more heat and intention. Nice body kick caught though. Mehul's got to address that. The last guy you want in on a single is Rodriguez. He's got great wrestling. I remember I watched him win a championship fight with a round winner naked choke. Shot in quick, got to his back, and sunk it in.
Good kick off the break from Sebastian.
Nice. Oh man, looking for the knee was Mehul. He had a fight once where actually he threw a flying knee and sliced the guy's eye open. He was looking for the big strikes. He's in on a single leg, but Rodriguez addresses it very well.
Doing a good job keeping his head down low.
Really good hip pressure there from Rodriguez. He's looking for an anaconda choke, perhaps, is Rodriguez. Ends up using it to get on top. This is an important part of the round. Well, Mehul finishing in a strong spot. That was a great opening round. It really kind of picked up in the last minute.
One first round. Very, very fast. These flyweights move very, very quickly. They're running around, moving. A lot of good combinations. Good punches on both sides. Good wrestling from Sebastian. Good strikes.
And despite the pace, both seem very collected right now. Neither one seems too gassed, so might be in for a couple more rounds of that.
Yeah, if you're a flyweight and you're gassing after round one, you're going to have a tough time in MMA. The heavyweights, the light heavyweights, I get it. Even the 85ers, but these flyweights, they're known for super high pace and good cardio. Especially these young flyweights. Collectively the youngest set of fighters we have on the card tonight.
41 years between the two of them.
Hey. How old is Rodriguez?
23.
Oh, okay.
23 and 18, so.
Yeah, he was scheduled to fight a couple months ago, hurt his shoulder, and then just recovered and, got this fight. So he's been itching to get back in there and get back to fighting.
Nice, good wrestling offense there from Rodriguez. Good takedown defense, but that was really sharp what Rodriguez did. Shoots, gets stuffed, throws a combo, reshoots, finishes the takedown as Mehul was looking to wrestle up. But those are those really active, strong hips there of Rodriguez.
Doing a good job mixing up the wrestling with some knees to the sternum. Not going for this sweep.
Great takedown there. Looking to trip to the ankle pick.
I feel like if he were to push his knees together, put him in a little better position to land some strikes right now.
Pass to the left. Pass on the left.
Mehul putting a lot of frames between he and his partner as he rolls for an outside Ashi entry. Uses it to scramble up though. He's got to watch that inverted triangle. He's got to hand fight and get up. That was a really good attempt to get back to his feet. A more modern style of playing guard. And it was successful. Yeah, from that open half guard, that knee shoot position, Mehul hit the deep underhook on the leg. Looked to invert. As he's throwing caution to the wind. Mehul in on a front headlock, guillotine sweep. That was awesome. Putting those long limbs to work. Oh, big Haragoshi. Oh, the right hand. It lands clean. Good ground and pound, but you see Rodriguez looking to invert himself. Putting himself in this leg inversion. Fighting from the open guard. Man. No heel hooks allowed. What a scramble. What a wild exchange. Mehul though in on an omoplata now. Hits the omoplata sweep. What are we watching?
This is some impressive scrambling from these 45 amateurs.
And man, Mehul's been throwing those punches with some heat all night. That one just found its mark right on the chin. Props to Rodriguez for not only staying in it, but looking to attach to those open guards. Wow, what an insane round. Mehul finally felt what it like to drop someone and try to finish him and fail. That's a weird feeling. I don't know if you guys have been there before, but it must be a little disheartening. But man,
that was crazy. He was winning the round, and then one punch changes the whole entire round.
Exactly. There's got to be some momentum and some confidence in knowing that when that punch lands, it's got enough power to drop it.
Man, what a round of highlights. That was awesome. Great scrambles from both guys. I mean, that knockdown had to have given Mehul the round. As good as Rodriguez looked too, I think Mehul may have stolen round one just with not really the output, but the intention behind the strikes. He definitely landed the bigger shots in round one. It could very well be, 2 rounds to 0. on the side of Somaratu. But Rodriguez, he did seem like the fresher fighter, surviving that onslaught, coming in around 3.
Yeah, that was insane. I couldn't even believe what I was watching. I was so...
Very
Crazy.
smooth transitions.
I just got a message from my wife. She's giving a shout out to Mehul. We've both have been big fans of this for a while, since his debut. Just, I mean, a thin young kid, now a young man in the cage, you know, fighting an undefeated Sebastian Rodriguez and taking it to him. Rodriguez, though, he is the vet. If anyone can put it together, he can. So Mehul's got to be on his A game if he wants to try to get this victory tonight. Oh, nice sitting back fist. Strong double leg there from Rodriguez. Yeah, that's that fight experience.
He's almost instinctual with it too. It's like he started to go for the takedown before he realized that he was going for the takedown.
Mehul's got that forearm-to-forearm clamp. It's usually a sign of an angle change to an arm bar, as he elects now to just kind of look to control the posture, maybe mitigate some potential ground and pound damage. We did see Mehul throw that omoplata up earlier and successfully get the sweep. Rodriguez is working himself into a strong position. Listen, on a guillotine. He's got good real estate under the neck there. The lower body positioning is going to make this one challenging to finish, but that is a very deep choke. He's got a good bite with the choking arm. Mehul ends up flattening out a bit, freeing up his neck.
Good transition to the back there.
Very solid transition from Sebastian to get to the back.
90 seconds remain in this third and final round, as Rodriguez is looking for the position to find himself a finish, but Mehul does a good job recovering an open guard, as Rodriguez does stay active with that ground and pound. Nice deep half guard potential here from Mehul. Somebody taught this man some jiu-jitsu. The same thing, was looking for that entry, he finds it into an outside. Oh, she's going for a knee bar. It's a little low, but man, this man's been doing some drills.
This is awesome. I knew I liked this fight when I saw it scheduled.
Absolutely.
Usually you don't get this kind of reaction from a crowd when there's this much grappling going on, but this is some exciting grappling.
Man, neither of them have settled for more than just a couple seconds in any given position. We've seen some great work from the guard. The art is not lost in modern MMA. At least not tonight here in these Fury amateurs. He's got to watch his neck. Sebastian's got to... Oh, he's going for the seated head. No! Super tight. Oh, no.
Oh, he got the tap! Oh!
Finish.
Oh, man! Oh, man! Wow! Wow!
15 seconds left.
Oh, God! What?
Wow. He found it. Sebastian Rodriguez with the clutch come from behind. Third round.
That was crazy.
Seated in the
Oh, my goodness.
The head and arm guillotine doesn't have a given official name. That's submission. That's what Jack Hermanson tapped out David Branch with in the UFC. That is a strong submission. Like the bucket choke, it's way tighter. It's way tighter than it looks. Got a quick tap. Wow, what a finish there from Sebastian Rodriguez.
Fight had it all. Yeah, knockdown, transition, knee bars, omoplata sweep, you name it. Oh, that
Like
was
7 or 8 different types of submissions too.
that was an impressive fight, and I was almost gonna say I thought it was 1-1. I thought going to the third, and you know the person who win the third won, and that's the best thing.
Absolutely.
Leave it. Not even leave it to the judges. That's the best thing to do. Do not leave it to the judges.
Yep.
You never know what the outcome's going to be.
And had that not finished, just then it really would have kind of boiled down to how the judges judge. You know, you have some judges that are very, they respect the grappling, they respect the submission attempts, and then you have other judges that prefer the strikes being landed hard. So definitely a tough fight to lose for Mehul because he was
That is fight of the night for sure.
that absolutely.
Wow.
That was fun. Yeah, can we watch that one again, please?
I mean, just looking at these highlights, and that was impressive stuff from the amateurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Daniel Guevara calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 48 seconds into the third and final round. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a Darce, Sebastian Rodriguez.
That's the best flyweight record in Houston. But, I mean, you got the finish, and that was still fight of the night so far. I mean, walk us through what was going through your head the last minute of that third round, because I think you needed a finish to get that win.
Definitely. First off, what's up, H-Town? Let's go, baby! That's all we do. We put on great performances. I knew I had to get a finish. My coaches were talking to me saying, hey, you want this shit? You got to go for it. And I did. I got that dog in me. We train hard. We train dizzy. I ain't trying to be nobody but me. And I come for the kill every time. So I'm going to come out here and put on a show. And I'm going to get the finish however it is. So I'm just happy with my performance. It was a hard week for me, but I'm here and I did what I needed to do.
Man, you found the finish, and for all the jiu-jitsu enthusiasts out there, they called that a Darce choke. That's not a Darce. That's like a guillotine variation, the seated head and arm choke. What do you call that, sub?
That's my head and arm special right there, baby.
Well, yeah, a modified head and arm choke. That was awesome. Your winner, still undefeated, Sebastian Rodriguez.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Dragon Davila.
All right, Dragon Davila, I'm surprised. He's not booked to fight in San Antonio. He always sells out the crowd. Olivia, an area you're familiar with. But it's cool to get Dragon Davila here. I think for the first time in Houston, another prospect, another set of young 25ers, another fighter out of Ohana. Our final amateur fight of the evening. That last fight, though, that's going to be very tough to top.
I still can't get over that last fight. I'm still like, wow, what did we just watch? From amateurs, too. You would think that was a professional level fight, the way they were moving and grappling. And oh man, I can't wait to see the rest of the fight. That was the fourth fight of the night.
Yes, so Davila, short, strong, explosive, has found a lot of success with his grappling. Has won a few fights by rear naked choke. But again, I know he was very happy to get this kind of featured amateur fight here on our prelims.
Fun little fact about Dragon, his brother, his name is Tiger. And
cool.
he's a professional boxer. And then his other brother's name is Bam Bam. So got some interesting names in that family for sure.
Very cool. Every time I see him fight, I make sure to complain to my parents for not naming me Dragon when I was born. But that's okay. But yeah, Davila always brings a strong crowd, brings strong technique, really good energy.
Looks like his last fight he did Muay Thai, had a 3-round unanimous victory in a Muay Thai fight, so definitely been working on some striking. He was saying earlier that he likes all aspects of competing in martial arts, whether it's grappling, whether it's boxing, whether it's Muay Thai, he just wants to compete, so.
Well, we'll see him put it together here in the Fury cage. Let's meet his opponent.
He's got the matching short.
Brian Gutierrez.
All right, Brian Gutierrez out of California. This is his second amateur fight. He has a kickboxing win. So as an amateur, he lost his MMA fight by split decision during the fight back in June of last year. And then earlier this year took a kickboxing match and was able to win a unanimous decision. So this is his third amateur fight. Dragon Davila 3-0. We have our tail of the tape. Another set of youngsters, 22 versus 20. Both guys coming in under the flyweight limit. 5'4 versus 5'5. Similar reaches. You know, props to the matchmaking. This is about as close and competitive and fair as a fight will ever get.
Would be fun to see the winner of this fight face the winner from last fight.
Absolutely. They could have been an amateur TMF flyweight tournament here tonight. All right, Brian Gutierrez stepping in the cage now. Let's get this fight underway.
Definitely wins hairstyle of the night. I'm going to give that one to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next fight, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 123.2 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, he holds a perfect amateur record, 3 wins, no losses. Here is El Gallo de Pelea, Dragon Davila. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and he too weighed in at 123.2 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of San Gabriel Valley, California, tonight he looks for his first win as an amateur. Here is El Gallo Negro, Brian Gutierrez. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, Gutierrez with a strong Muay Thai background. Davila having some submission wins on his record. We'll see if he looks to take this fight down to the ground. Nice checked kick there from Gutierrez and returned with a classic low kick. Dragon Man has a build like a tank.
That, and he has such a wide stance so he can sit down on those punches.
Yeah, but with that wide stance, he's not going to check low kicks easily. I'm sure Gutierrez is trying to make the most of that.
A lot of level changes being introduced. You can tell he's probably looking for his entrance.
Man, shout out to
in the building.
Shout out to Davila's tattoo artist, man. That piece on his back
I was just about to
done very well, very colorful.
I was wondering, did he get the tattoo first or did he get the shorts first? Like, what order did this fall in?
Man,
Oh, these guys are throwing.
yeah, good follow through on the strikes there from Davila. They're landing with a little more pop. Gutierrez a little faster. He hasn't quite found that accuracy range just yet. With his punches, with his kicks, he's got some good low kicks in the bank already. Nice, good sit down on the combination there for Gutierrez. Dragon Davila, I want to know more of that as he changes levels. In or an over under. Man, notice the striations in Davila's back. It's a strong man.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can kind of tell the difference between the two body types. One looks like a very grown man, you know, and the other is a little short, you know, not as developed, I guess you could say.
Yeah, every weight class has their contrasts in body types, but it's funny is heavyweight often has the biggest contrast, but flyweight, sometimes there's guys who are just, they're small flyweights, and then you got huge flyweights.
I mean, look at Figueiredo, Davison Figueiredo, what a massive human being for a flyweight.
Oh man, there's a big lift and dump there from Dragon Davila.
Props to him for not giving up after the first attempt.
Transitions him out. We'll see if he can't hit the back in this escape attempt.
both of his finishes came from rear naked choke, so we'll see if he gets a third one.
Yeah, he's looking hard for it. He's happy to crank on the jaw, too. Oh, nice good reversal there. Oh, and punch on the break from Brian Gutierrez. Oh, good sit down with that right hand. And again.
Landed again.
And a high kick.
Right kick.
Oh, and a jump knee. Wow. Man, Gutierrez has him hurt. He made that round way harder to score.
Another one.
Oh, big knee. Dragon eats it, though. Man, as he gets a huge dump.
Oh, that was going to be hard.
Man, what a crazy finish to that round.
How do you score that one? There was
Man, I mean, it started so chill, and then it finished not chill. That was crazy.
We just went from a crazy grappling battle to a crazy striking battle.
Man, so 2 big dumps from Dragon, but honestly, with modern criteria on judging, they are like hard prioritizing damage, especially from strikes. Man, I think Gutierrez steals that with those 2 right hands, which we're seeing now in that knee.
That knee, it looked like it landed pretty clean. He did a good job of not reacting like it hurt him, but I'm sure he felt that one.
Wow. Props to Houston Muay Thai legend Mark Beecher, one of the few legitimate Muay Thai coaches in town. There's a handful of them. Michael Corley, Sam Mongonia, Mark Beecher though, most OG of them all.
One thing I like from Brian is when he got taken down and he got back up, he made him pay for taking him down. He got up and he said, "You'll take me down once we get back up and I'm throwing strikes." And a lot of people settle and they're okay getting taken down. He got right back up and said, "This is what you get for taking me down."
He wasted no time throwing strikes either. A lot of times they get up, they gather themselves, but he got up and he started swinging.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, pay attention to that right overhand of Gutierrez. He usually throws a jab right before it, but man, it was finding its mark. There it was again.
That's right.
That was a nice setup to that level change. Still a little high with his grip, but he threw a nice crook right before he shot to Dragon Davila. Dragon just being physical here in the clinch. In on a high crotch. Well, more of a single leg. A huge, oh man. You gotta dump them backwards. There's no leg behind you, you know what I mean? Jumping them forwards, it can work, but
especially when you lift off the ground with that much, there's a lot of time to react, a lot of time to find your footing. Good head pressure here.
Yeah, Dragon Davila in on a leg drag position right now. But you gotta staple leg drags. Because there is a really crude, mean grip on the heel that leads to a strong leg inversion. But what Davila can do is get his right knee in between his legs, turn that into a double trouble, and then turn it into a leg lace, and that'll feed him right in the mount. Instead, ends up hitting the back step, which is like the more conventional kind of leg drag route.
I'd like to see Dragon kind of mix it up and throw some, there we go, throw some punches. Seems to be very fixated on position right now.
Yeah, hard transition to mount is paying off as he's looking to get some ground and pound going. So the back takes, they almost always happen during these escape exchanges. Just one thing Gutierrez can't do is settle here. And, oh, that choke is deep, that choke is deep, that choking arm is deep. He's got to fight those knuckles now, does Gutierrez.
Going for a third rear naked.
Oh man, he's under. He's hand fighting, but he's got to peel that choking hand away. Now it's fully figure forward. I don't know if we'll see an escape here. Oh man, and there's the tap. Dragon Davila does it again, stays undefeated at 4-0. 3 rear naked chokes now in this undefeated amateur career.
That was a great scrap. Some throw to the crowd. We love to see it.
I wonder if he switches up the color of the sombrero every time.
No, different match of tattoos, different match of shorts. It looks good.
He's got a whole thing going.
Look good, feel good, fight good.
It's almost like giving off some Sean O'Malley vibes, you know?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good person to emulate.
Yeah.
that was our last amateur fight. I think we're going to go into the professional prelims. So that's going to be exciting. We got a lot of good fights coming up. A lot of young prospects on the come up. So it's going to be exciting to watch these guys compete and get after it.
We got 2 pro debuts up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 2 minutes, 16 seconds into round number 2. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, El Gallo de Pelea, Dragon Davila.
All right, guys, so I'm here with Dragon, your winner. Dragon, you fought a really dangerous striker. You came out tonight still undefeated at 4-0. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. It was a good striker. Wanted to get it to the ground, got the finish.
Yeah, man, you always put on a good show. You always bring a strong crowd. What do you want to do next here in Fury?
Hopefully, Fury 100 for 125 title.
Man, undefeated. I think you'd make a great candidate to compete for that belt. Your winner, everyone, Dragon Davila.
Please welcome Chet Hampton to the blue corner.
Jake Hampton, 26 years old, 4-2, fighting out of Iron Forge.
Yeah, this brings us to our first of many professional fights this evening. 10 total pro fights. We have 4 prelim professional fights. This is a lightweight fight. Jet Hampton walking to the cage.
He prides himself on his Muay Thai background. He says he's heavily influenced by the Thai culture. He knows, he speaks it. He's married. His wife is from, and he's actually fought over there some as well too. So he even said that he enjoys the food and knows how to cook it. So I'm excited to see some of that Muay Thai on display based off of his build too.
Shout out to my strike coach, Matt Wald. Our 2 favorite things are eating pad Thai and hitting Thai pads. So we always have a love for the Muay Thai OGs. He walked out with the monk coal on. So yeah, I mean, we'll see if he's able to use his Muay Thai here in the cage tonight. And he's fighting a striker. I think we're in for a fun one. Yeah, Jet Hampton new to the Fury cage. It's his debut. It's his opponent, Chris Valarde's debut. He's got the Muay Thai shorts on.
3 of his 4 wins have come from rear naked chokes, so.
His previous, I think it's his debut for Fury. His previous fights were with Melee. I know he trains out in Austin.
Oh, okay, very cool. Nice. Yeah, pretty seasoned amateur, which is good. It's good to see guys getting that experience that cage summit before they make that professional jump. Your amateur record, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it's not quite permanent. It's almost temporary. Your pro record, that is hard permanent.
Right, when you turn pro, your amateur record goes away. You start at 0-0, brand new. But it's good. 4-2, a lot of experience for an amateur. So it's good. You get as much experience as you can. Because once you turn pro, that's when it gets real.
Yeah, and my man is a strong Muay Thai fan practitioner. I see him in his tail of the tape movement. He's been throwing nothing but elbows. So now as a professional, he is green lit to throw as many elbows as he desires. It'd really be cool to see that aspect here used in the cage tonight.
Despite having that Muay Thai background, I believe his last 2 wins came from rear naked choke. So
yeah, that's what Mike was saying.
Yeah.
So I always prefer to strike in my fights, but I got a lot of submission wins. There's almost always guys trying to take me down. Yeah. So.
Well, do you find that sometimes your striking sets up the takedown or the submission? A lot of times if you land a clean and they get rocked, they're more likely to give up an arm or maybe give up the choke.
All right, Hampton from the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Chris Valarde.
Chris Valarde, another Main Street guy. one of the 6 or 7 guys from Main Street that are going to be fighting tonight. Very good. You know he comes from a good gym with good coaches, so you know he's going to come out. He's going to fight his fight. He's going to fight well. I mean, he's a finisher. His last fight, knocked the guy out. Won by punches. One before that, rear naked choke. So he shows that he can do it all. And that's the thing with these bigger gyms. These good gyms, like all around Main Street. These guys are well-rounded everywhere. They can strike, they can grapple, and that's what makes it such a beautiful game. This is MMA. You got to be able to do it all. Back in the day, you know, back in your day, it used to be guys were just wrestlers, guys were just strikers. You know, now if you're lacking in an area, you're going to get exposed.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he was 3-1 as an amateur, his opponent 4-2. You know, both guys with a lot of experience coming into their pro debuts. We have our tail on the tape. Man, Jet Hampton, young at 26 years old versus a 31-year-old, 30 to 36. They say a male's athletic prime. Both guys coming in under the lightweight 156-pound limit. 6 foot versus 5'9", 74 inch reach versus 73. Valarde getting the final kind of cage checkups. It was funny, in Jet's walkout, the commission hadn't signed off on the tape on his gloves, so there was a little bit of stall there. Here they're getting Valarde's mouthpiece in. I don't know about you guys, my mouthpiece is in when I get to the venue. I don't wait until pre-fight.
I have severe anxiety about leaving. I think my very first fight, I did not have my mouthpiece, and we had to run back to the house and get it. Luckily, had it just in time. That's always a fear of mine.
All right, let's get this first pro fight underway.
The following contest, brought to you by Howlerhead Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 152.4 pounds. Fighting out of Temple, Texas, by way of Paradise, California, his professional record stands at 4 wins. Only 2 losses. Here is Jet Hampton. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 154.2 pounds. Fighting out of Batson, Texas, tonight, he makes his professional debut. Here is Chris Bovine Valarde. Your referee in charge of the action, Ryan Thompson.
First pro night of the fight. Let's see what it brings us.
Valarde putting some pressure on early. A lot of good movement there from Jet early on.
I saw that Hampton weighed at 152, but he looks a little bigger.
Yeah, he sure does. And on a potential ankle pick, but there's so much weight in that leg. A trip could do the trick.
There you go.
But an ankle pick from there, I don't think would have happened. This is on a high C, transitions off to the double. He's got some underhooks to deal with. Valarde acknowledged that, was able to use those underhooks to kind of get his hips a little further away.
It's good defense from Chris.
So yeah, small unintentional low blow there from Valarde to Hampton, but Hampton has been switching his stance quite a bit, and that's going to happen.
Especially when you're done those inside leg kicks,
Yeah.
it's bound to happen. Very, very kick heavy arsenal from Hampton.
Yeah, Valarde is really trying to get a read on Hampton's movement. Hampton's circling both sides, circling side to side, switching stances. Nice right hook there from Hampton.
The switching stances makes it a little weird when you start throwing combination. Now everything's a little backwards, so you saw that it was almost like an overhand hook type of deal once he switched, and it landed pretty clean. You can see the reaction from Chris. He felt it.
It stuck with him for a few seconds too. You can see a little red mark on that top left temple there of Chris.
Got the double underhooks here. Let's see what he can do with it.
Going for a classic body lock trip. You got to keep the leg off the ground when attacking those trips.
Yeah, good balance, good control from Chris. He just needs to work to get off the cage here. He can't stay here.
It's almost like he needs to find some opportunities to land some strikes to open up that takedown that he's trying to get right now.
Yeah, those knees to the quad, those hurt.
Oh yeah, you can see his face a little bit. He wins.
That's something we use on our team all the time.
Elbow.
These fights are grueling. There's just so much upper body strain. By the time you break out of these clinches, biceps forms all filled with blood, like you did a gi tournament. And you got to sit there and throw and block punches.
Yeah, Chris needs to work to get off this cage. There it is.
And he went to the body. Did Hampton, not really setting it up. Chris is looking for a bomb. Nice body kick there from Hampton. Double dips into it.
Hampton kind of using that low kick as a jab almost.
Yeah. Yeah, Hampton was arguing that it didn't hit the cup. I don't know if it did.
Yeah, let's see the replay.
Chris is not particularly happy about that, and I don't blame him. But that one didn't seem particularly bad, but you never know. The only guy who does know is Chris. So he'll get up to 5 minutes to recover. So my guess is he'll get a firm, stern warning. If it happens, he can take a point, but I don't know if that one was quite point deduction worthy.
Like we said, it's bound to happen with those inside leg kicks.
Yeah.
It's just
throws a lot of them too.
Hampton's got a very awkward style. It's hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, it's
very
tough to get a read on what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, it's almost, you're not sure what to do, and then he's got the pressure. He's putting on the fence, and like we said earlier, he looks like he's bigger. He looks like he's stronger. So he's switching. He's throwing a lot of kicks. He's putting pressure on the fence. Very, very hard to deal with. You can see that Chris is trying to make reads, trying to see what he wants to get done, but he's just not really getting done what he wants to.
All right, now puts back in. All right, a little bit over a minute left in this first round. And we are back underway.
Looks like there's a little bit of redness, a little bit of blood with Hampton on the nose right now. One of those punches went through.
Yeah, I think that was the left hook he absorbed when he tried to take to the liver. That was really the only shot that Valarde's landed so far, and it was a good one. Really physical first round as these guys find themselves back in the clinch.
In those short 20 seconds, Chris had a lot more success throwing forward, kind of throwing a little more cautious to the wind, kind of just letting it go a little bit more, and you saw he had a little more success. Saw Hampton's nose started to bleed a little bit. That might have to be the key for the second round, as we come to 20 seconds left in this first.
I don't know, when you're out there and you see your opponent's nose start to bleed a little bit, there's a certain level of confidence that builds.
Yeah,
and it gives you a target, too.
And a target, that's right. Oh, nice elbow on the break there from Jet. That nose is leaking. Oh, big sit down on the right hook there. Forces a shot at a Hampton as Chris is sprawling hard on a front headlock. Round one of the books.
You see Chris smiling a little bit. He gets a little bit of confidence. Like you said, he saw a little blood. He started landing a lot of shots in the last 30 seconds. So he's going to have to change his game plan a little bit from the first round and maybe put a little bit more pressure when he was having more success.
Sit down on the right hand. There was a hook earlier that Chris had landed. His back was on the cage and Jet was throwing a liver hook. But didn't really have much of a feint or setup behind it. So Chris threw the check hook to cut an angle, and I think it clipped Jet right on the nose. That's what started that nosebleed. Man, he got hit in it again because that nose was really leaking as round one ended.
And that's going to play a huge impact on the stamina, you know, and it also, when you're struggling to breathe out your nose, it makes it a little harder for you to want to throw combinations because your mouth might be a little open to try to get some air in there. So we'll see how he switches it up.
Yeah, plus, you know, that was a kind of a tricky round to score. And, you know, they judge solely off of damage. If there was no damage, then they have some second and even tertiary criteria. But, I mean, that damage is blood. If you're on the fence, you got to give it to the guy who's, you know, done more visible damage. So, Michael, this is what you were talking about. Valarde's best work certainly has been as he's coming forward.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one thing he doesn't have to look out for is the crash in of Hampton. That's how they end up getting into the clinch thus far. And nose is already bleeding again.
Yeah, I think that overhand caught his nose a little bit. You can see the blood leaking out.
Oh, yeah.
Keep those feet tight to the cage. Keep those feet tight to the cage. Just try to hook the leg.
Good knee off the break.
It's almost like Chris is waiting for him to throw a kick to find that entrance because he doesn't set those kicks up, he throws them.
Ripping the body is Valarde. He's eating some tight clinch in this form, but I think he got the better of the damage in that exchange. Those big kicks take a lot of energy. The body language of Hampton not good.
Mouth open.
Yeah, Hampton getting a little tired. You can see his mouth open wide, breathing hard. He's reacting very heavy to every punch.
Oh, spinning back elbow setup there from Valarde. Came up a little short, but it was cool. And on a guillotine is Valarde. This one's super deep.
Nice.
Palm to palm.
We're going to get it.
Oh, man. Uses it to get top side control. That was a strong attempt. We'll see if he sets it up again. Now in on almost an anaconda choke. Looks to use it as a reversal attempt. Hampton stays in that front headlock turtle position. Valarde now in full back exposure with the body lock. Gets the hooks in, flattens him out.
Nice.
And you can land some good ground and pound elbows from here. Hampton's still flat. He's absorbing some big strikes. Valarde looking for the finish. Hampton trying to recover some sort of guard as Valarde snaps the elbow.
Great adjustment from Chris from round 1 to 2. There's more urgency. You could see.
Oh, that choking hand is under.
It looks like it's deep.
Hampton's pulling the hand, but it may not be enough. This is a deep choke. It tightens up. And there's the tap.
Wow. Awesome.
Starts his professional career at 1-0 with a round 2 naked choke. Exceptional finish.
that's how you make an adjustment from round 1 to 2. Round 1, you could tell he was making reads, but just didn't really catch up on it. When he started finding his fight, doing what he does best, coming forward, throwing haymakers, he had a lot more success, and he did really, very well.
Congrats to Chris. I know he's expecting his second son in January, so a nice win.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Chris and his wife. Having a child is a beautiful thing. I wouldn't know, but from what I heard, it's awesome. It's a beautiful thing. Congratulations to him.
I'm sure I was a beautiful gift to my mother, so I can only imagine. Definitely some incentive to win, though.
Oh, 100%. That extra motivation, that extra will, that what am I doing? This is for her and him.
When you're fighting for something bigger than yourself or more than, what's happening in the cage, you can tell the heart was there.
1-0 to start your professional career. Always good to start with the win.
Would have been fun to see that spinning back fist land, though. I love the spinning back fist.
We've been having some really good fights lately.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ryan Thompson calls for a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 15 seconds into round number 2. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke, Chris Bovine Valarde.
All right, guys, I'm here now with undefeated professional mixed martial artist Chris Valarde. Chris, this was your pro debut, 1-0. How are you feeling right now?
I feel like I got kicked a lot. No, I felt good. And it's weird. Last fight before that, I was super nervous. You can ask my coaches. It's like I'm in church over there. I'm just nervous. But this one, I was trying to find the nerves, trying to play with them, acting like I kind of had them, and then all of a sudden, they started talking to me, being like, "Man, this is a Wednesday for us. This is just sparring. Just hit them harder." And I was just responsive. That first round, man, I didn't feel like myself, but I felt like I was there. And then they came in and kind of chewed my ass out and told me to fix some things, and I did, and I got to finish. So trust your coaches.
Nice, yeah, you made the adjustments, you put some real pressure on around, threw some bombs, found the takedown. Man, almost got a TKO, found that rear naked choke. When can we expect to see you fight again?
Last time I talked to you, we had just got pregnant. So in January, we're going to go have the baby, and after that, let's go.
Hey, man, congratulations. Take your time. Chris Valarde, everybody.
Congratulations, baby due in January. Let's go, Chris. Way to fight, way to adjust. Like we said, he listened to his coaches in the second round, and you can see what happened. That's awesome. Listen to your coaches, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Because sometimes they see things that maybe you in the cage don't see.
All right, let's meet our next set of professionals.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Ruben Martinez.
All right, so making his way to the cage is Ruben Martinez. He's fought here in Fury before, but man, and none of his opponents quite as difficult as his opponent here tonight. Martinez is pretty experienced. This is he's a little bit deeper down his professional lifespan, but he struggled to find consistency, he struggled to find consistent success. But, I know he trained on in a full fight camp for this one, and we'll see if he can solve the riddle that is kind of Houston's #1 prospect at the moment, Sebastian Oyervidez. Ruben Martinez, he's actually won some fights by submission, so he is versed on the ground, but it's just different. The levels of black belts is just different. So I'm sure Ruben Martinez's main goal in this fight is to land a big punch and land it quick, because he's got a tall order tonight in the martial arts realm.
Yeah, and Ruben Martinez, you might look at his record and think, oh, this guy's not very good, but you go in the cage and you go fight. You know, these are hard fights, and he is a warrior. He goes and battles, and we talked about this earlier. Not much to lose. He's gonna go in there and scrap.
That's right. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Sebastian Villarreal.
All right, so he was a bit of an enigma, a secret for his first fight, maybe a second fight, but he went undefeated as an amateur, all within 1 year, won the championship belt. He had 4 first-round submissions. Makes his pro debut, first-round submission. If there were odds makers, and I'm sure there are, they would have him to be the favorite in getting a first-round submission here tonight. Sebastian Villarreal came storming onto the scene. I remember he was just 19 years old, maybe younger. Makes his amateur debut, fights a super experienced opponent, brings a huge crowd. I'm like, who is this guy? And then I see him perform. And I'm like, oh, this guy's otherworldly, next level. You see, only 20 years old fighting. Ruben Martinez, 33, 13 years his elder. Ruben Martinez coming in a bit above the contracted flyweight limit. Villarreal at 125.2. Both guys similar in the height, similar in the reach. But Villarreal is a true master at the groundwork. The arm trap rear naked choke from the back mount is really his specialty. He had a really cool in-transition arm bar in his pro debut. He's in the cage. Can't wait to see this fight happen. Let's get it going.
The following contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Flyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and he weighed in at 129 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, tonight, he looks for his 3rd win as a pro. Here is Ruben Nova King Martinez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 125.2 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a professional record of 1 win, no losses. Here is Sebastian Villarreal. Your referee in charge of the action, Jeff Rexroad.
All right, so from what I hear, Villarreal, he's got some hands on him too, but we've not really seen him because he's too busy subbing dudes out.
Yeah, Villarreal is definitely a name to watch in this game.
He's been on a ghillie, an arm in ghillie from the open guard, ends up, losing the choke attempt to frame.
I don't think he minds being here on his back.
No, I'm sure we'll see him lock up in a omoplata shortly. Martinez already doing a good job, getting out of that first submission attempt. Villarreal in on a triangle. If he can figure 4 his legs, Martinez is going to be in a real problem real early. Super deep angle. I mean, I don't know if we'll see an escape from this triangle. This is as deep as it gets. And on an armbar, and there's the tap again.
Yeah,
man, I mean, you can't stop him. Yeah. This man is a true phenom at such a young age. Villarreal making his professional record 2-0. That's 6 finishes, 6 wins in just 13 months.
Oh yeah, man, I mean, made it look easy. That's how you do it. This is a guy, this is a name to watch. I was just up in Vegas with Daniel Pineda. We're getting ready to fight, and Sebastian was training with Brandon Moreno. He trains with high-level guys. He's with Eve Edwards. He trains at Heritage MMA. So you know that he's very high-level. He trains with high-level guys, and he's a high-level, damn near black guy.
Well, he wastes absolutely no time. I mean, if you add up all of his previous fights in the cage, he has probably less than 6 total minutes of actual fight time in the octagon. So he gets in, he gets the job done.
No, this is some very impressive stuff, guys. This is not easy to do. This is not easy. These are all first-round finishes. I mean, this kid's impressive, and he is someone you need to circle. This is someone you need to watch. This is a kid on the rise.
Very explosive, very athletic fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 42 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by tap out due to a triangle armbar, Sebastian Oyervides.
All right, Sebastian. Man, I feel like it was just yesterday. I was interviewing you on your amateur debut, and then your amateur championship win, and then your pro debut, and now we're 2-0 as a pro. That's what, 3 rear naked chokes, 2 arm bars, and a guillotine. I mean, truly undefeated, 6 flawless victories. You know, just tell us how you're feeling right now, going 2-0 as a pro.
I feel very, very good. Guys, I really wanted to land that knee for y'all. I thought it would look really cool, but the triangle's cool as well, so hopefully y'all like that.
Man, I've heard around town you got some good striking, but why tempt fate when you are such a specialist on the ground? When do you want to fight again?
Well, I believe that grappling allows me to open up for the striking. He took me down, and I wasn't really tripping about that, so yeah, it was cool.
Still unblemished, undefeated. Congratulations, Sebastian Oyervides, everybody.
Great work from Sebastian there. That was beautiful. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
It's like those videos you see where they're teaching, like the tutorials, the ones that you watch, and they step by step break it down. Did not miss a beat.
All right, let's get our next fight going.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Noah Ellis.
All right, Noah, the Boa Ellis, making his way to the Fury cage yet again, this time as a professional. A really fun battle of debutantes here in Noah Ellis versus Arlton Archery. We're all pretty familiar with Arlton as he's fought this Fury cage quite a bit. Noah also no stranger to Fury. But man, he brings a fun energy, a really strong confidence, and a strong skill set, especially in the grappling department. I've been waiting to see Noah fight again. He's got the really cool, reminds me of Rocky, those trunks, the America boxing trunks.
Noah the Boa. All 3 of his amateur wins were submissions.
Yeah, and he hits the fight name. Has a good darts game, has a good front headlock game. Again, a well-rounded fighter. I'll tell you, know, when you go pro, you often take a step up in competition. And this is that step up here for Noah. His opponent tonight, Arlton, we'll meet him shortly, actually had a lot of amateur fights and fought kind of the who's who is the amateurs, where Noah had some great fights, you know, had his 3 submission wins, but I do believe Arlton Archery is his toughest opponent to date. But man, he is up for the task. Excited to go pro, comes in great shape. Noah, the Boa Ellis in the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome Arlton Archery to the red corner.
All right, so it's been some time actually since Arlton Archery fight. Win, lose, or draw, his fights are always absolute chaos and madness. This man cranks his rageometer to 12 and leaves it there until the final horn sounds. He just fights at a very high pace. I've trained him before. He's a fun training partner, but he's just a different animal in the cage. He starts fast, he puts pressure, he wrestles super strong the entire time. When I finally got to train with him, I was like, hey man, what's your grappling and wrestling background? He's like, oh, I didn't wrestle. He's like, I played football. And I was like, you know what? He's like a brute, and he's just raw with his attacks, but he's so consistent. He's a true athlete, as he doesn't really gas, and man, he just packs power into every jab he throws, every ground and pound strike he looks for. We see Artella take 27 years of age on both sides, both guys coming in under 155 pounds. Same height, Ellis with the reach advantage. I've been waiting for an Arlton Archery pro debut for a long time, fight fans.
You got Crew Bob in the corner, so you know he's a big deal. You know he trains with the best. He trains with the Main Street guys, so he's going to come out hot. He had 5 and 3 as an amateur. That's a lot of experience. So he's definitely ready to be a pro. He's ready for this experience, and I think this is going to be a really good fight. Good test for both guys here.
Absolutely. All right, Arlton is in the cage. Let's get this fight started.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 149.6 pounds. Fighting out of Austin, Texas, by way of Corona, California, tonight he makes his professional debut. Here is Noah the Boa Ellis. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 153 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, tonight he too makes his professional debut. This is Arlton Arrey. Your referee in charge of the action, JJ Ferraro.
All right, so one thing that really stuck out to me on the stat sheets for these boys is Noah Ellis just finished all 3 of his fights. The longest, oh man, I'll give it a second. Noah's in deep. Oh, but Arlton's had a gilly, but we're going to see a finish here. He got his hands together. Arlton will not settle. But I was saying, Noah Ellis, he's never been out of the second round.
He came out here sprinting.
And Arlton's gone 5-3 rounds. Arlton has fought the full 15 minutes. We'll see if that plays a factor. I think if we see round 1 end, that will make a big difference. Arlton just with a strong physical takedown there. Good elbows there from Arlton Arrey. He's got a lot of experience holding guys down and looking for big ground and pound. That underhook on the leg is usually an entry in a deep half, or some leg entanglements, but it's not going to happen with Ellis's left arm over the top. I think Arrey knew that as Arrey's looking to settle into top half guard. He's got to deal with that butterfly hook though, with Noah. And this is why you have to hit a good warm-up, especially relative to your opponent. Like, I could have told you guys, these guys are going to crash and grapple in the first couple of seconds. If you come in here cold, you'll be strong for like 2 minutes, but then you're going to just hit a brick wall.
That adrenaline dump.
Oh, man, huge elbows there. That one of them cut him open. Man, notice Noah tried to wrestle up, but Arlton just met him with some real adversity there.
Swinging for the fences on every single one of those punches. Not even worried about the feet.
It's funny, for the first couple times I called Arlton's fights, I'm like, oh, this pace is not sustainable. He sustains it. He fights this hard the entire time. It's really a matter of if his opponent can. Man, Ellis is looking back in on that leg entry. But again, with Arlton's hands connected, he's going to put a lot of pressure on that top leg. He's kind of in that similar leg drag position now. Oh man, good ground and pound. He's got a little elevation, on an outside ashi. I mean, you can threaten a straight ankle lock from here, for sure. In MMA, it's going to be a very, very challenging finish.
Yep. Great way to defend the leg is to throw punches.
He's belly down with it, but man, that's just going to put him right into a leg
like
lace.
That.
These are huge shots.
That's exactly how you do it. Big shots. Big shots. Now he's in mount.
Leads to mount. Damian Maia style. And man, there's the TKO win there for Arlton Arrey. Crazy pace, as expected, as advertised.
Wow. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you get it done. Someone grabs your leg, you throw punches. This is MMA. You got to be careful trying to go for leg locks. Yeah. I think it's just crazy how you could punish someone like that and then pick them up and give them a hug and be like, good fight.
Thank you for your contribution to that. Where's my check?
He was just throwing bombs on his head.
You can already see his face welting up too.
As soon as the fight didn't fix him up, here you go. Give me a hug. Good fight.
It is one thing to throw punches, but he was throwing punches with some bad intentions. Those were some heavy hands. I would not want to be on the bottom of his of that.
That is how you ground and pound right there, guys. Throw these bombs. He was a little reckless, but it's okay.
I feel like if he would have missed and hit the cage, we'd have a hole in the cage.
You know you're not in danger, it's okay. Throw some bombs, throw them a little harder. Make them feel it. Make them not want to be there anymore. And that's exactly what he did.
It's interesting because despite the punches coming in, he was determined to stay fixed on that heel.
American Trash Bar. Don't know what that means, but that's what's on Alton shirts.
American Trash Bar.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee JJ Ferraro calls for a stop to the fight. 3 minutes, 7 seconds into the very first round, declaring a winner by TKO, Arlton Arrey.
All right, Arlton, congratulations on that successful professional debut. I've been waiting for an Arlton pro debut for a long time. You guys go back on Fury's catalog, watch some of his amateur fights. He put on some of the craziest amateur fights I've seen in this cage. How does it feel getting that first pro win under your belt?
First off, I'd like to thank God for everything you've given me. Under the sun, everything I couldn't do without him. My sponsors, everybody, my coaches, my teammates. Yes, sir. But first win, felt really good, man. Felt really good.
Yeah, you fight with a tremendous pace. I remember calling your first fight, and you fought like a madman. And I was like, oh, this is not sustainable. But you sustain it. You're like the Terminator. And, man, that pace, that fight did not disappoint. When do you want to fight again?
Shit, next week. Didn't take no damage. Let's go. As soon as possible. As soon as possible.
I know you got a lot of fans here in Houston. Lastly, what's the message you want to finish from your first pro debut?
You can do all things through Jesus Christ. Everything. I love you all. Everybody. It makes it easy. It makes my life a lot easier, and I love you more than anything in the world. More than words can explain.
My man, congratulations. You guys make some noise. Arlton Arrey. Our final prelims bout is just about to get started. Let's meet these fighters.
Please welcome Gabe Calvario to the blue corner.
All right, Gabe Calvario, coming from Dallas, Texas. A Fortis MMA fighter, has had his fights here in Fury, has had some tough competition. One of his debut, a fight that really, it stinks he lost, but it aged well, was against the Turkmenistani fighter. He just fought with Jake Heffernan in his last fight, and just a good grappler. But Gabe's solid. Gabe's got really good boxing, and in that fight, he was able to land some really strong strikes, but just it was the wrestling of his opponent that allowed his opponent to find the win. But he didn't really take much damage. Just kind of got out grappled, held on the cage, head on the ground. Didn't really get to show his skill set. And when there was time to do damage, Gabe was looking to do damage. You guys pay attention to the boxing of Gabe, especially pay attention to his body work. As I know this man trains with some beasts. You guys see UFC vet Austin Lingo, and current ranked in the top 15 welterweight Jeff Neal, a good friend and training partner of mine. But the guy's got some real strong training partners and a really strong skill set. And this man, he's looking to throw hands. He's got an opponent, Ramel, who will throw hands with him. All right, Gabe in the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Romel Castanos.
Romel Castanos,
you got it, man.
Another 4-ounce boy of mine. Romel's a tough guy. I mean, He fought a very tough opponent in his last fight out of Diego Lopez's camp. Came out with the victory. Romel's one of those guys in the gym that is always in the gym grinding, working to get better. He is... he's ready for this opportunity. I know he's ready to go outperform. You know, he holds a lot of weight on his shoulder, and he's just proud to represent his country. He's proud to represent Foron. And like I said, he does it all. He can strike, he can grapple, he can wrestle. He listens very well. So you see, he's got good coaching in his corner. He's got a good team behind him. Again, it's killed or be killed mentality. That's what it is when you get on here. So it's going to be a scrap. This guy is a good competitor. He's got Jeff Neal in his corner. So you know he comes from a good camp. He's a good fighter. Romel comes from a good camp. So you can expect a very, very well-rounded fight here.
Absolutely. So Romel actually has one of a few wins by straight ankle lock as an amateur. And he dug a nasty reap, which is not illegal, but you're not allowed to hit twisted leg locks. So he did a really cool job using like a reaping position to hit a straight ankle lock. It was such a cool combination of position, technique, and attack. So Romel is the younger fighter on our tail of the tape. Both guys coming in above the 145-pound limit. So when both guys bust, there's really no harm, no foul. Fighting versus 5'10", Romel is making his way in the cage. Strength of schedule for the fighter entering the cage now, Romel Castanos. All right, both fighters in the cage. Let's get this one started.
The following contest, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC